Hello everyone. Thank you very much for coming to my channel. I'm Leni Marlina. I'm glad to talk today about the types of children's literature which can be used in teaching English as foreign language at secondary schools. Ladies and gentlemen, children's literature as literature that appeals to the interests, needs, and reading preferences of children and captivates children as its major audience. However, adults can be sometimes as part of that audience for certain purposes. The term children's literature is not like what many people assume that children's literature means picture books only. Children's literature can be divided in many ways. Basically, children's literature can be classified into four categories. There are books written by children, books written for children, books chosen for children, and books chosen by children. The most suitable definition of children's literature for secondary school students are books written for children. In addition, children's literature can also be categorized based on its genre. Typically, children's literature is divided into prose and poetry. Genre in prose include nonfiction and fiction. Furthermore, children's literature encompasses stories, rhymes, poetry, and plays. The stories are the most popular genre used in EFL classroom. Ladies and gentlemen, I argue that the most appropriate of children's literature for the beginner level at secondary school are picture books, because pictures can speak louder than words. Picture books are outstanding ones that can carry the readers beyond the plain and the literal sense towards the more intangible and visible concepts and ideas. Both of pictures books and other types of children's literature with fewer pictures or without pictures at all are suitable for secondary school students who have different level of ability or proficiency. Moreover, the other form of appropriate children's literature for the intermediate level at secondary school is short stories. The choice of short stories is the most students' favorite literary genre among the other genres such as novels, poems, and plays. Short stories is very useful to improve students' vocabulary and reading. The short stories have a variety of the choice for different interests and taste. Even more, short stories can be used with all levels from beginner to advanced level, all ages, from young learners to adults and all case classes. Furthermore, they also can be powerful and motivating source for writing in EFL, both as a model and as subject of a such matter. In addition, the short story can be powerful and motivating source for teaching both speaking and listening. There are two kinds of short stories as literary texts which can be used in EFL classroom. They are folk tales and short fictions. So, what are the difference between folk tales and short fictions? Let's talk one by one. Folk tales are the oldest spiritual companion of people. Very long ago, folk tales have been short and with simple structure, but with the time passing, they have become longer, richer, complicated stories. They have always been a source of moral values, a kind of religion, philosophy, and science. They have always enchanted and fascinated children as well as adults. There are many kinds of folktales, such as first, yeah, there are actually 18 kind of folktales. First, called fables. Fables are animal stories. Number two, folktales of the sea. Number three, star lore. It's tales of the night sky. Number four, story feast. It's folktales about food. Number five, a garden of stories. It's about folktales about related to plants. Number 6, folktales heroes. Number 7, myth from around the world. Number 8, folktales of feathered friends, about bird stories. Number 9, gender and story is about strong women or men. Okay. Number 10, tales of the supernatural. There's stories about ghosts and so on. Number 11, the flowing story is like water and myths, legend, sea stories about it. Number 12, geographical studies through folk tales, like the story of India, Arctic, like that. Number 13 is rites of passage. It's about childhood tales. Number 14, tales of peace and war. Number 15, journeys. It's about folkloric travel. Number 16, tales of clothing, magical shoes, cap of invisibility, changing clothes are tales of clothing. 17, big and small stories. It's about size stories. Let's say, example, giant tales, miniature characters, and so on. The last but not the least, number 18, topography tales, such as Frost and Fantasy in Arctic, Jungle Expedition in Global Tropic, and Story of Desire. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's are the example of folk tales. What about short fictions? Well, short fiction. Fiction can be classified into some genres. Some of them which can be used in EFL context are science fiction, crime story, love story, and realistic story. Most of these fictions are written in novel genre, but a few of them are also available in the form of short stories. For that reason, these short stories are not appropriate for students who still have low English proficiency in the classroom. Firstly, science fiction's plots commonly explore ideas like space travel, cloning, time travel, or aliens, probably. Science fiction is a genre of fiction in which plots commonly explores imaginary but more or less plausible content, such as space travel, cloning, time travel, and or aliens that have been mentioned. One purpose of science fiction is exploring the consequences of scientific innovations by employing various fictional elements. The second example of fictions which can be used in EFL classroom is crime story. Crime story is also called mystery. Crime story is usually distinguished from mainstream fiction in other genres such as science fiction, but boundaries can be and indeed are blurred. Its plot always involves characters trying to discover a vital piece of information which is kept hidden until the climax. Unlike some literary fiction, the crime story remains many of the time honor techniques of fiction's character, theme, narrative, intention. Third example is a realistic story. So the first fiction is called science fiction, the second fiction is called crime fiction, and the third one is called a realistic story. A realistic story is a story that can actually happen in real life. Realistic fiction is basically just showing real characters dealing with real problems, which may not be true at all. At times and could take time and setting could take place in the past, present, or the future. Realistic fiction is mostly set in modern and present times. It can also have a historical setting. Events usually have something to do with important historical events. Characters will be ordinary, believable, or people. So what we can say is there are a lot of example or a lot of types of folktales and fiction that can be used as source of integrating children's literature in EFL classroom. That's all what can I say for today. Thank you very much for watching this video. See you soon in the next related video. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.